Solving simple linear inequalities. So, we finished solving equations and transforming equations. Now let's move on to inequalities, which are essentially the same thing as equations, except instead of two things being equal, you have something less than or greater than something else. So, as always, let's start very basic. X plus 3 is less than 5. So how do we find what x is? Well, just like with an equation, we could move the 3 to the other side and change the sign. So x will be less than 5 minus 3, which is 2. So x is less than 2. Now, here's something else we can do. We can graph this on a number line. So, let's draw a number line. Just like that, and we'll just put 5 little marks on it. So since we have 2 over here, let's just put 2 right in the middle, and hopefully you know how to draw a number line, just like that. And x is less than 2, so here's how we draw that. We're going to put a circle around the 2 and then just draw in the line going in the less than direction, which is that way, and fill in the arrow to show that it can go on forever into the negatives and it will still be less than 2. Okay, so that one was pretty easy. Let's try x minus 2 is greater than negative 5. So solve this just like an equation. Move the 2 over, change the sign, it becomes negative 5 plus 2, which is negative 3. So x is greater than negative 3. Now, let's draw our number line here. Put 5 marks. So we have negative 3 here. Now, remember that since we're in the negatives, it kind of goes in the opposite directions. Less than is that way, so the negative numbers go higher. Negative 4, negative 5, and negative 2, negative 1 in that direction. So now, x is greater than negative 3. So this never changes. Greater than is always going to the right, because the numbers always are greater on the right side. Okay. Now let's have a little bit more of a complex inequality. Well, actually, this isn't really a complex inequality. We'll do those in the next video. Okay, 2x minus 3 is less than or equal to 7. This sign here means less than or equal to. But we still solve this in the same way. Move the 3 over, divide by 2. So x is less than or equal to 5. And we can graph this in the same way. So put 5 there, 4, 3, 6, 7. Okay, less than or equal to. Now the or equal to changes things a little bit, because instead of just drawing a circle, now we're going to fill it in to show that we are including 5 in the answer. Less than or equal to. The circle shows that, the filled in circle shows that it could also be equal to 5. Okay, now, as always, we bring in our fractions. Negative 3x minus 2/3 is less than 1/3. So, move the 2/3 over. Negative 3x is less than 1. Now, here's something else. Here we're going to be dividing both sides by negative 3. When you divide both sides by a negative number, you flip the sign of the inequality here. So when we divide both sides by -3, we're going to get x is greater than -1/3. So always remember to do that. Now let's see, how are we going to draw a number line with fractions? Well, again, when you draw a number line, you can really put any numbers that you want on it. You can use any scale of numbers. But let's just, since we have -1/3, we'll just count by 1/3 like that. And then this would be -2/3 and -1. Okay, so x is greater than -1/3. So we're going to the right, and it is greater than, but not equal to, only greater than. So we use an open circle like that. Okay. And let's do one more. -2 times x minus 3 plus 4 is greater than or equal to 18. Simplify out the parentheses first. And now we'll have -2x. Let's see if we can do this in one step. 18 minus 4 is 14. Minus 6 is 8. We are dividing by a -2, so less than or equal to becomes greater than or equal to -4. Draw the number line, and be careful when you have negatives, because the negative numbers get higher in that direction. It's backwards. Okay, greater than or equal to -4, greater than or equal to, so since it could be equal to, we fill that in, and then greater than is always to the right where the numbers get greater. Okay, that is solving simple linear inequalities. These are pretty easy, so if you're comfortable with these, then go ahead and watch the next video and we will get into compound inequalities.